Life is a magnificent journey, filled with endless possibilities, but too often we allow our minds to hold us back, to keep us trapped in a cage of our own making. Today, we're going to break free from that cage. We're going to shatter the chains of mental weakness and step into a world of strength, resilience, and unstoppable determination. You see, mental weakness isn't something you're born with. It's not a life sentence. It's a habit, a pattern of thinking that you've allowed to take root in your mind. But here's the good news. Just as you've learned to be mentally weak, you can learn to be mentally strong. Think about this for a moment. Every great achievement in human history started as a thought in someone's mind. The tallest skyscrapers, the fastest computers, the most revolutionary inventions, they all began as ideas. And those ideas came from people who refused to let mental weakness hold them back. So what makes the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's mental strength. It's the ability to push through when others give up, to keep going when the going gets tough, to believe in yourself when no one else does. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds great, but I'm not like those people. I'm not strong enough. But that's just your mental weakness talking. That's the voice of doubt, of fear, of self-limitation. And it's time to silence that voice once and for all. Mental strength isn't about never feeling weak. It's about feeling weak and doing it anyway. It's about facing your fears head on, about stepping out of your comfort zone even when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to stay put. A time when you overcame something difficult. Maybe it was a challenging project at work, a personal setback, or a physical challenge. Remember how you felt afterwards? That sense of accomplishment? That rush of confidence? That's what mental strength feels like. And the more you cultivate it, the stronger you become. But how do we build this mental strength? How do we stop being mentally weak? It starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you can't do something, guess what? You're right, you can't. But if you start telling yourself you can, if you start believing in your own potential, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. This isn't about positive thinking in a vacuum. This is about coupling positive thoughts with positive actions. It's about setting goals and working relentlessly towards them. It's about facing your fears instead of running from them. It's about embracing failure as a stepping stone to success. Failure for a moment. So many of us are paralyzed by the fear of failure. We'd rather not try at all than risk failing. But that's mental weakness talking. Mentally strong people understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure teaches us something. Every setback makes us stronger. Every no brings us one step closer to a yes. To Thomas Edison, he failed thousands of times before he successfully created the light bulb. But he didn't see those attempts as failures. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways." That's mental strength in action. Or consider Abraham Lincoln. Before becoming one of the greatest presidents in American history, he failed in business, had a nervous breakdown, and lost 8 elections. But he didn't let those setbacks define him. He used them as fuel to push harder, to become stronger, to reach higher. These aren't just stories of exceptional individuals. They're examples of what's possible when you refuse to be mentally weak, when you decide that your dreams are more important than your doubts, when you choose to be the hero of your own story instead of the victim. So how do we start building this mental strength? It begins with small, daily habits. Start your day with purpose. Instead of hitting the snooze button, jump out of bed with enthusiasm, set goals for the day and accomplish them, no matter how small. Exercise your body to strengthen your mind. Read books that challenge your thinking and expand your knowledge. Practice gratitude. Mental weakness often comes from focusing on what we lack. But when we shift our focus to what we have, we tap into a wellspring of strength and positivity. Every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe it's a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful sunset. By focusing on the good in your life, you're training your mind to be stronger and more resilient. Learn to control your emotions. Mental weakness often manifests as emotional reactivity. Something happens and we immediately react without thinking. But mentally strong people understand that between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. By pausing, taking a deep breath, and choosing our response, we take control of our emotions instead of letting our emotions control us. Embrace discomfort. Mental strength is like a muscle. It grows when it's challenged, so seek out challenges, do things that scare you. Take cold showers, strike up conversations with strangers. Sign up for that marathon you've always wanted to run. The more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the more that zone expands. Develop a growth mindset. This is the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. People with a fixed mindset believe their qualities are set in stone. They avoid challenges, give up easily, and see effort as fruitless. But those with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see effort as the path to mastery. By adopting a growth mindset, you're setting yourself up for continuous improvement and success. Practice self-discipline. This is the ability to control your feelings and overcome your weaknesses. It's the ability to pursue what you think is right, despite temptations to abandon it. Start small. If you want to wake up earlier, start by setting your alarm just 15 minutes earlier. If you want to eat healthier, start by adding one vegetable to each meal. As you build these small habits, you're strengthening your mental muscles. Learn to delay gratification. In a world of instant everything, the ability to delay gratification is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. When you're tempted to procrastinate, to indulge in short-term pleasure at the expense of long-term gain, remind yourself of your goals. Visualize your future self thanking you for making the hard choice now. Surround yourself with mentally strong people. Jim Brown famously said, "We are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with." So choose your company wisely. Seek out people who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you to be better. Their mental strength will rub off on you. Develop a positive self-talk habit. The voice in your head has a profound impact on your life. If that voice is constantly critical, constantly telling you that you're not good enough, you'll struggle to achieve your goals. But if you can train that voice to be supportive, to be encouraging, you'll find reserves of strength you never knew you had. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, pause and reframe it. Instead of, "I can't do this, try this as challenging, but I'm learning and improving." Take responsibility for your life. Mental weakness often manifests as a victim mentality. It's always someone else's fault. The economy, your boss, your parents, the weather, there's always an excuse. But mentally strong people understand that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can always control their response. By taking responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. You stop being a leaf blown about by the wind and become the wind itself. Learn to say no. Mental strength isn't about saying yes to everything. It's about knowing your priorities and having the courage to say no to things that don't align with them. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure you're saying yes to the things that truly matter. Cultivate resilience. Life will knock you down. That's a guarantee. The question is, will you stay down or will you get back up? Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt in the face of adversity. It's not about avoiding the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you're building resilience. Practice mindfulness. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to get lost in the sea of distractions, but mental strength requires focus. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment, can help sharpen your focus and reduce stress. Start with just 5 minutes a day of mindful breathing. Focus on your breath, and when your mind wanders, as it inevitably will, gently bring it back to your breath. Over time, you'll find it easier to stay focused and present in all areas of your life. Set ambitious goals, but focus on the process. Having big dreams is important. They give us direction and purpose. But mentally strong people understand that achieving those dreams is about the daily grind, the small actions that compound over time. So set your big goals, but then break them down into small, manageable steps. Focus on those steps, on showing up every day, on putting in the work even when you don't feel like it. Learn to handle criticism. For many of us, criticism feels like a personal attack. But mentally strong people understand that criticism, when constructive, is a gift. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. So the next time you receive criticism, resist the urge to become defensive. Instead, take a deep breath, listen carefully, and consider what you can learn from it. Develop a problem-solving mindset. Mental weakness often manifests as feeling overwhelmed by problems. But every problem is an opportunity in disguise. When you encounter a problem, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, what can I learn from this? And how can I use this to become stronger? By reframing problems as challenges to be overcome, you turn obstacles into stepping stones. Practice forgiveness. Holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It eats away at you, weakening your mental resolve. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what happened. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and moving forward with strength and grace. Cultivate patience. In our instant gratification culture, patience is becoming a lost art. But the biggest rewards in life often require time and persistent effort. Whether you're building a business, improving a relationship, or working towards a personal goal, remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Trust the process, keep putting in the work, and have faith that your efforts will bear fruit. Learn to sit with discomfort. So often we try to numb or escape uncomfortable feelings. We reach for our phones, for food, for anything to distract us. But mental strength is built in those moments of discomfort. The next time you feel anxious, sad, or frustrated, resist the urge to distract yourself. Instead, sit with the feeling. Observe it without judgment. You'll find that it passes, and you'll be stronger for having faced it. Develop a growth-oriented relationship with failure. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as feedback. Every time you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow? What would I do differently next time? By reframing failure in this way, you transform it from something to be feared into a valuable tool for growth and improvement. Practice self-compassion. Mental strength isn't about being hard on yourself all the time. It's about finding the right balance between pushing yourself and being kind to yourself. When you make a mistake or fall short of your goals, treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer a good friend. Acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and then move forward with renewed determination. Cultivate a sense of purpose. Mental strength flourishes when we have a clear sense of why we're doing what we're doing. Take some time to reflect on your values, on what truly matters to you. Let these guide your decisions and actions. When you're aligned with your purpose, you'll find reserves of strength you never knew you had. Learn to adapt. The only constant in life is change. Mentally strong people understand this and are able to adapt to new situations quickly. They don't waste energy wishing things were different. Instead, they ask, given this new reality, what's the best way forward? Cultivate this flexibility in your own life. Embrace change as an opportunity for growth and new experience. Develop a bias towards action. Mental weakness often manifests as analysis paralysis, overthinking to the point of inaction. But mentally strong people understand that clarity comes through action. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Start before you feel ready. Take imperfect action. You can always course correct along the way. Practice radical acceptance. This doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens, but it means accepting reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. When you stop fighting reality, you free up enormous amounts of mental energy that you can then direct towards positive change. Cultivate curiosity. Mentally strong people are lifelong learners. They're always asking questions, always seeking to understand more. Cultivate this curiosity in your own life. Ask questions. Read widely. Try new things. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to learn, and this humility is a cornerstone of mental strength. Develop emotional intelligence. This is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. By developing your emotional intelligence, you'll be better equipped to handle stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and overcome challenges. Practice gratitude even for the challenges. It's easy to be grateful for the good things in life, but true mental strength comes from being able to find gratitude even in difficult situations. The next time you face a challenge, try to find something to be grateful for. Maybe it's an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, or to demonstrate your resilience. Learn to be comfortable with uncertainty. So often, mental weakness comes from our need for certainty, for guarantees. But life doesn't offer guarantees. Mentally strong people understand this and are able to move forward even in the face of uncertainty. They trust in their ability to handle whatever comes their way. Develop a strong work ethic. Mental strength and laziness cannot coexist. Commit to giving your best effort in everything you do, whether it's your job, your relationships, or your personal growth. Remember, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Practice self-reflection. Take time regularly to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and actions. What's working well, what could be improved, what lessons have you learned? This self-awareness is crucial for continuous growth and improvement. Cultivate optimism, but remain grounded in reality. Mentally strong people are able to see the positive possibilities in a situation without denying the challenges. They understand that optimism isn't about ignoring problems, but about believing in your ability to learn to balance self-reliance with the ability to ask for help. Mental strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to push through on your own and when to reach out for support. There's strength in vulnerability, in admitting when you need help. Develop a sense of humor. The ability to laugh, especially at yourself, is a sign of mental strength. It helps you maintain perspective and not take yourself too seriously. Life is full of absurdities and contradictions. Learning to laugh at these can help you stay resilient in the face of challenges. Practice integrity. Do what you say you're going to do. Be the same person in private that you are in public. This alignment between your words, actions, and values is a hallmark of mental strength. Learn to manage your energy, not just your time. Mental strength isn't about being on 24/7. It's about knowing when to push and when to rest. Identify the activities that energize you and those that drain you. Structure your day to maximize your energy levels. Cultivate a sense of awe. Take time to appreciate the wonder and beauty in the world around you. This can help put your problems in perspective and remind you of the bigger picture. Develop a personal philosophy. What do you believe about the world and your place in it? What principles guide your actions? Having a clear personal philosophy can help you stay grounded and make decisions more easily, especially in difficult times. Learn to be comfortable with solitude. In our hyper-connected world, the ability to be alone with your thoughts is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Spend time alone regularly. Use this time for self-reflection, for pursuing personal interests, for recharging your mental and emotional batteries. Practice perseverance. Mental strength is often about simply outlasting your problem. It's about getting up one more time than you fall. It's about continuing to move forward, even if it's just one small step at a time, even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Cultivate a sense of agency. This is the belief that you have control over the outcomes in your life. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. By focusing on what you can control, you empower yourself to take action rather than feeling helpless. Learn to delay judgment. In our fast-paced world, we often rush to judgment. But mentally strong people understand the value of gathering more information before forming an opinion. They're comfortable saying, "I don't know," or "I need to think about that." This openness to new information and perspectives is a key component of mental flexibility and growth. It allows you to make more informed decisions and helps you avoid the pitfalls of hasty judgments. Embrace the power of habits. Your life is essentially the sum of your habits. Mentally strong people understand this and deliberately cultivate habits that support their goals and values. Start small. Choose one habit you want to develop. Maybe it's reading for 15 minutes each day or doing 10 push-ups every morning. Focus on consistency rather than perfection. Over time, these small habits will compound, leading to significant changes in your life. Learn to manage your expectations. Unrealistic expectations are a breeding ground for disappointment and mental weakness. This doesn't mean lowering your standards, but rather aligning your expectations with reality. Expect challenges. Expect setbacks, but also expect that you have the strength to overcome them. Cultivate an abundance mindset. Mental weakness often stems from a scarcity mindset, the belief that there's not enough to go around. But mentally strong people understand that the universe is abundant. There are endless opportunities for those who are willing to look for them, work for them. By shifting to an abundance mindset, you open yourself up to new possibilities and reduce the fear and anxiety that often accompany a scarcity mentality. Practice active listening. In our rush to be heard, we often forget the importance of truly listening. But mentally strong people understand that listening is not just about being quiet while the other person talks. It's about fully engaging with what they're saying, seeking to understand rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. By becoming a better listener, you'll improve your relationships, learn more, and make better decisions. Develop your decision-making skills. Mental strength is often tested in moments of decision. Learn to gather relevant information. Consider the potential outcomes and then make a decision without agonizing over it. Remember, not making decisions is a decision in itself, and often the worst one you can make. Learn to manage stress effectively. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. Develop a toolkit of stress management techniques. Maybe it's deep breathing, meditation, exercise, or a hobby you enjoy. The key is to find what works for you and to use these tools proactively, not just when you're already overwhelmed. Cultivate a growth-oriented relationship with pain. Pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental, is often a signal that something needs to change. Instead of trying to avoid pain at all costs, learn to use it as information. What is this pain telling you? What can you learn from it? How can you use it to grow stronger? Practice self-discipline in small ways every day. Mental strength is like a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent exercise. Challenge yourself to do something every day that you don't want to do but know you should. Maybe it's making your bed, or doing the dishes right after dinner, or going for a run even when you don't feel like it. These small acts of self-discipline compound over time, building your mental strength. Learn to reframe negative situations. Mentally strong people understand that while they can't always control what happens to them, they can control how they interpret and respond to events. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? How can I use this to my advantage? This ability to find the silver lining isn't about ignoring the negative, but about choosing to focus on what you can learn and how you can grow. Cultivate a sense of personal responsibility. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances for our problems, but mentally strong people understand that they are ultimately responsible for their own lives. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for things outside your control, but rather focusing on what you can do to improve your situation, regardless of the circumstances. Develop your problem-solving skills. Life is full of challenges, but mentally strong people see these as puzzles to be solved rather than insurmountable obstacles. Break problems down into smaller, manageable parts. Brainstorm multiple solutions. Be willing to try different approaches if your first attempt doesn't work. Remember, every problem solved is an opportunity for growth and learning. Practice self-awareness. Mentally strong people have a deep understanding of their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. They're able to recognize their own patterns and triggers. This self-awareness allows them to respond thoughtfully to situations rather than reacting impulsively. Take time each day to check in with yourself. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? This practice of self-reflection will help you develop greater emotional intelligence and mental strength. Learn to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Mental strength isn't about always saying yes or always being available. It's about knowing your limits and respecting them. It's about being able to say no to things that don't align with your values or goals, even if it means disappointing others. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure you're saying yes to the things that truly matter. Cultivate a sense of purpose larger than yourself. Mentally strong people understand that true fulfillment comes from contributing to something bigger than themselves. This could be through your work, your relationships, volunteer activities, or any other way you choose to make a positive impact on the world. When you have a sense of purpose, you'll find it easier to push through challenges and stay focused on what truly matters. Develop your ability to focus. In our distraction-filled world, the ability to focus deeply on a task is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Practice focusing on one task at a time, without multitasking. Start with short periods and gradually increase the duration. You'll be amazed at how much more you can accomplish when you give your full attention to one thing at a time. Learn to embrace change. The only constant in life is change, and many strong people understand this. Instead of resisting change, they learn to embrace it as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. They understand that comfort zones, while comfortable, are not where growth happens. Challenge yourself to try new things regularly, even if they're small. This will help you develop the flexibility and adaptability that are key components of mental strength. Cultivate a sense of gratitude, even for life's challenges. It's easy to be grateful for the good things in life, but true mental strength comes from being able to find gratitude even in difficult situations. The next time you face a challenge, try to find something to be grateful for. Maybe it's an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, or to demonstrate your resilience. This practice of finding gratitude in all situations can profoundly shift your perspective and increase your mental strength. Develop a growth-oriented relationship with fear. Fear is a natural part of life, but mentally strong people don't let it paralyze them. Instead, they see fear as a signal that they're pushing out of their comfort zone, that they're growing. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. The next time you feel fear, instead of backing away, lean into it. Ask yourself what you can learn from this situation. Practice self-compassion. Mental strength isn't about being hard on yourself all the time. It's about finding the right balance between pushing yourself and being kind to yourself. When you make a mistake or fall short of your goals, treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer a good friend. Acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and then move forward with renewed determination. Learn to manage your energy, not just your time. Mental strength isn't about being on 24/7. It's about knowing when to push and when to rest. Identify the activities that energize you and those that drain you. Structure your day to maximize your energy levels. Remember, rest and recovery are essential components of building mental strength, just as they are in building physical strength. Cultivate a bias towards action. Mental weakness often manifests as analysis paralysis, overthinking to the point of inaction. But mentally strong people understand that clarity comes through action. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Start before you feel ready. Take imperfect action. You can always course correct along the way. Develop a strong sense of self. Know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want out of life. This strong sense of self will serve as an anchor during difficult times and help you make decisions that align with your values and goals. It will also help you resist the pressure to conform to others' expectations or to seek validation from external sources. Learn to delay gratification. In a world of instant everything, the ability to delay gratification is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. When you're tempted to procrastinate, to indulge in short-term pleasure at the expense of long-term gain, remind yourself of your goals. Visualize your future self, thanking you for making the hard choice now. Practice radical acceptance. This doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens, but it means accepting reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. When you stop fighting reality, you free up enormous amounts of mental energy that you can then direct towards positive change. Remember, you can't change what you don't accept. Cultivate a sense of humor. The ability to laugh, especially at yourself, is a sign of mental strength. It helps you maintain perspective and not take yourself too seriously. Life is full of absurdities and contradictions. Learning to laugh at these can help you stay resilient in the face of challenges. Develop a personal philosophy. What do you believe about the world and your place in it? What principles guide your actions? Having a clear personal philosophy can help you stay grounded and make decisions more easily, especially in difficult times. Take time to reflect on your values and beliefs and let these guide your actions. Learn to be comfortable with uncertainty. So often, mental weakness comes from our need for certainty, for guarantees. But life doesn't offer guarantees. Mentally strong people understand this and are able to move forward even in the face of uncertainty. They trust in their ability to handle whatever comes their way. Practice integrity. Do what you say you're going to do. Be the same person in private that you are in public. This alignment between your words, actions, and values is a hallmark of mental strength. It builds trust in your relationships and gives you a solid foundation of self-respect. Cultivate curiosity. Mentally strong people are lifelong learners. They're always asking questions, always seeking to understand more. Cultivate this curiosity in your own life. Ask questions, read widely, try new things. The more you learn, the more you'll realize how much there is to learn. And this humility is a cornerstone of mental strength. Develop emotional intelligence. This is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of others. By developing your emotional intelligence, you'll be better equipped to handle stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and overcome challenges. Learn to be comfortable with solitude. In our hyper-connected world, the ability to be alone with your thoughts is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Spend time alone regularly. Use this time for self-reflection, for pursuing personal interests, for recharging your mental and emotional batteries. Practice perseverance. Mental strength is often about simply outlasting your problems, It's about getting up one more time than you fall. It's about continuing to move forward, even if it's just one small step at a time, even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Cultivate a sense of agency. This is the belief that you have control over the outcomes in your life. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. By focusing on what you can control, you empower yourself to take action rather than feeling helpless. In the end, mental strength isn't about never feeling weak. It's about feeling weak and doing it anyway. It's about facing your fears, pushing through discomfort, and always striving to be better than you were yesterday. It's about understanding that you are capable of so much more than you think. Remember, you have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. You have the power to shape your thoughts, to control your reactions, to determine your path in life. You have the strength to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any challenge, to achieve any goal you set for yourself. So stop being mentally weak. Embrace the challenges that life presents. See them as opportunities for growth, for learning, for becoming the best version of yourself, because that's what they are. Every difficulty you face, every setback you encounter, every fear you confront, these are all chances for you to demonstrate your mental strength, to prove to yourself just how capable you truly are. You are stronger than you think. You are more resilient than you know. You have within you a wellspring of strength, of courage, of determination. It's time to tap into that strength. It's time to unleash your full potential. It's time to stop being mentally weak and start being mentally strong. But your journey won't be easy. There will be times when you falter, when you doubt yourself, when you want to give up. But remember this, it's in those moments of greatest challenge, that your mental strength is forged. It's in pushing through, and every fiber of your being wants to quit, that you build the mental muscles that will carry you to success. So embrace the challenge. Welcome the difficulty. See every obstacle as an opportunity to grow stronger, because that's exactly what it is. You have the power to transform your life, to achieve your dreams, to become the person you've always known you could be. All it takes is a decision to be mentally strong and the commitment to back that decision with action. Your future is waiting. Your potential is calling. The world needs your strength, your courage, your unique gifts. It's time to answer that call. It's time to step into your power. It's time to stop being mentally weak and start being the strong, capable, unstoppable force that you were always meant to be. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. Now go out there and claim it. Show the world what mental strength really looks like. Show the world what you're truly capable of. Your journey to mental strength starts now. Embrace it. Live it. Become it. The world is waiting for you to shine.